The agenda for today's topic is we'll cover what is a join, then we'll discuss why and when to use joins with few use cases, then we'll discuss what all types of joins are available and how it works, and finally we'll do a practical session on SQL window for each join types and we'll see how different types of join works. So without getting delay, let's get started. What is a join? As the name says, it is a way of combining data from two or more than two tables based on a related column between them. So this allows you to query the data from multiple tables as if it were there, all present in one table. So why we are using joins? So let's discuss this with few examples. So the first one is retrieving customer and order details. Suppose we have the data of customer and orders in two different tables and I want to combine the data between the customer and order. I want to see like which customer is having which orders. So in that case, we'll be joining the customer table with the order table, right? The second thing is analyzing the sales by product category. The same thing happens here. We have a product table, we have a sales table. So to get a clear picture like what product has been sold, those details will be getting it from the product table and the sales figure will be getting from the sales table. So product and sales will be combined together. The next one is identifying the employees who work on the same project. So an employee table can be joined to a project table to find all the employees who work for this specific project. So these are the few use cases where we use join in our day-to-day work. So I hope you are clear now what is a join. So basically join is nothing but joining data from two or more than two tables based on a key column, right? So types of joins. We have many types of joins available and depends upon the specific scenario we decide which join to use. So let's discuss one by one what all types of joins we have, and at the end of the video we'll do a practical on SQL window and we'll check how each join works. So let's start with inner join. So inner join is a type of join that combines rows from two or more than two tables based on a related column. Only rows that have matching values in the related column are included in the result set. You can relate that from this diagram. We have table 1 and table 2 and the inner join returns all the matching rows between table 1 and table 2. Coming to the syntax, table 1 and table 2 are the name of the table being used. Column 1 and column 2 are the name of the columns being joined, and star, it selects all the columns from each table. Then comes the left outer join or the left join. So left join returns all the rows from the left table. Even if there is no matching rows in the right table, it will return a null value corresponding to that value. So you can relate that from this diagram. We have table 1 and table 2. In case of left join, it will return all the data from the left table, which is highlighted in the yellow color, right? With the corresponding row in the right table, all the matching values it will return, and the rest all it will return as a null. So coming to the syntax, it will be same as inner join. So in place of inner join, we'll be replacing that with the left join. Then comes right outer join or right join. So right outer join returns all the rows from the right table, even if there is no matching rows from the left table. So let's relate this from this diagram. The color highlighted will be our result set, and that means it returns all the data from the right table and only matching data from the left table, and rest all values from the left table will be written as null. Coming to syntax, this is also the same thing. We need to change left join to right join. So the next comes full outer join or full join. So a full outer join is a type of join that combines rows from two or more than two tables, regardless of the matching values in the related columns. This means all the data or all the rows from both the tables will be included in the result set, even if the rows do not matching the values. So let's understand this from the diagram. You can relate, irrespective of any key or the matching column, it will return all the records from both the table. So this is kind of a combination of both left and right join. So still, if you are confused, don't worry. While doing the practical, you will be very much clear. So don't miss to check out the practical use cases later in these videos. So the next comes cross join. So it is a type of join that combines rows from two or more than two tables without any matching criteria. This means all the possible combination of rows from the two tables will be included in the result set. A cross join is typically used to generate a complete set of possible relationship between the data in two or more than two tables. For example, you could use a cross join to combine data from a customer table and a product table to generate a complete list of all possible purchases that could be made by each customer. From the diagram you can relate, it will return for each record in a table A, it will return all the possible combination from the table B and vice versa. And coming to syntax, it is very simple. Select star from table 1, comma table 2. So this comma represents cross join. The next comes self join. A self join is a join that joins the table to itself. So it is used to compare the data within the same table. Coming to syntax, it will be select star from table 1, inner join table 1. So you can see I'm using the same table 2 times, but I'm giving the second table with a alias name as table 1 underscore 2. And I'm joining the table with a key column. I think it's little confusing, right? So don't worry. Let's wait for the practical session. If you are still in the video and not subscribed to the channel yet, then I'll request please do subscribe so that it will motivate me to create such informative content. So let's join quickly to the practical session and we'll see how the join works. As the name says, join, we'll be joining 2 or more than 2 tables, depends upon a common column criteria. So for that, I have taken a sample data of customer and order table. You can see here, this is the table of customer details where we have the name, address, city, and so on. And we have a order details where we have the order ID, customer ID, and when the order has been placed. On top of this data, let's perform all the operation and we'll see how inner join works, how left join, right join, full outer join. I will check one by one. So coming to inner join, so already I have written the query. I'll not take much time on writing queries. I will go in detail like how this works. So if I am executing this, you can see the results set over here. So this is my customer table where we have customer information of customer ID 1, 2, 3, and this is my order table. So here I just got 3 rows because as in inner join, you can see the data. Even though we have 4 records, 4 customer details, and 4 order details, while joining both the table, we got only 3 records, and that's because inner join works when there is a matching column criteria, right? When there is a ID matched between both the tables. So in this case, you can see the customer ID 1, 2, 3 is being related, is being present in my order table, and depends upon that join, I got the data. I hope this is clear how the inner join is working. So instead of select star, I have just taken the required columns. So you can see here the name, details of email address, order date, order ID, and amount. And now on top of the same data, let's perform left join and we'll check like how it works. So this is the left join syntax. I am joining the customer table. I am doing a left join on the orders table. And we have the common column as customer ID. So let me execute this. So we have the result set. So before that, let's revise like how the left join works. So a left join combines all the rows from the left table with the matching rows from the right table. And if there is no matching rows in the right table, it will return null, right? Let's go back to our data set. So we have 2 tables where we have 4 rows in the customer and we have 4 rows in the order. Okay. When we are doing a left join, it returns all the rows from the left table. That means all the data from the customer table is being retrieved, and whenever it finds a match in the order table, we have the corresponding value from the order table. And whenever there is a no match, it returns null value. So this is how a left join works. Now let's check how the right join works. So on top of the same data set, we'll check how the right join works. So let's revise how a right join works. So it combines all the rows from the right table with matching rows from the left table. And if there is no matching rows in the left table, then the remaining rows from the right table are included in the result set with the null values, right? It's kind of a reverse thing what we saw in the case of left join. So I have taken the same query, just I have replaced left with right join. I will execute it and we'll see. Yes. So here you can see we have right join, right? So we have a customer table which is in the left side. We have the orders table which is on the right side. So as the join says, it will return all the data from the right table. So you can see this is my order table and it return all the rows. So we have 4 rows in my order table. We have 4 rows in my customer table. So in case of right join, as orders is on my right side, it return all the rows from the right table. That means from the order table. And whenever there is a match, it returns the data from the customer table. And whenever there is no match, it returns the null value. It's kind of reverse of what we saw in left join. Let's move to the outer join. So as in outer join, this is nothing but the combination of left join and right join. So we saw, right, in case of left join, it returns all the data from the left table, and in right join, it returns all the data from the right table. So this is kind of a combination of both left and right. So irrespective of any match, it will return all the record from both the table. So let's execute it and let's see the results. So here, what we have, so before this, again, I'll go to the data set so that it will be easy for you guys to understand. So we have 1, 2, 3, 5 and 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 4 records here. We have 4 records in my order table. So if you see this data, you can see we have customer ID, which is kind of making a relationship between both the tables, right? So here, if you'll see, we have matching IDs between these two tables is 1, 2, 3. So this 5 is not matching to any record which is present over here, and this 4 is also not matching to any customer ID present over here. So that means we have 3 matching records which is present in both the tables, and we have 1 record which is present here, not here, since it's present in customer table, not in orders table, and the vice versa. So as the full outer join, it will return all the data, all the matching data, all the non-matching, everything it will return, right? So I'll have all the data from my left table and I'll have all the data from my right table. So in that case, we have customer ID 1, 2, 3, 4. So I have all the record from the left table, and corresponding to this record, whichever is matched, return all those values, and wherever there is no match, it returns null value, right? This portion of the query is working as a left join, which we saw earlier. In my order table, also I have 4 records, right? So this is my 4 records, 1, 2, 3, and 4. So for the 3 matching rows to the corresponding customer table, we have the data, and whenever there is a no match, it returns null, right? So these nulls are the values corresponding to my orders table whenever there is no match, and these nulls are for my customer table whenever there is a no match from the orders table. I hope this is now clear. Again, I'll repeat, full outer join is the combination of left join and right join, where we'll get all the matched and non-matched records. So let's move to the next join, which is cross join. So cross join is nothing but it's a Cartesian product. So it returns all the possible combination of rows from 2 or more than 2 tables. So in our case, written for each records in customer table, it will return all the possible combination from the order table and vice versa. So we have 4 rows in my customer table and 4 rows in my order table. So the result you can see, it is kind of 4 cross 4, which is nothing but 16. So we have 16 combination of records in my output. Yeah, moreover, we avoid these joins because this is more performance costlier. So we are not recommended to use this join until this is required. So let's move to the next join, which is kind of a self join. So self joins are used to join a table to itself. So this is useful for creating a hierarchy or a relationship between tables or the data in the same table. So let's understand that with an example. So I have an employee table where I have the employee details, the first name, last name, department, and I have the manager details. So in this query, so this as keyword is used to give alias to the tables, which is employees. This is basically helpful when working with multiple tables that have the same name. We are joining the same table to itself. So the select clause selects all the columns from both the table. So this will return all the pairs of employees who have the same manager. So this is just one example of how to use self join. Suppose if I'm executing this, I have the department details and I have the employee details and who are the manager for each employee. I hope this is clear now. What is a self join and how it works?
If you like the content, don't forget to subscribe to my channel Tech Schema for more such informative topics. Thank you.